Stay tuned as we take a look at this Marvel Legends Wolverine from the brand new X-Men Vintage Wave. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. Today we continue to look at this brand new X-Men Vintage Wave of figures. I say brand new, it's been out for a little bit, but we had some delays here in the UK, but it's looking nice nevertheless on this old school vintage packaging influenced from the figures of the past. And this Wolverine looks very nice. Now, it is not the version of Wolverine that I desired, but it is another Wolverine nevertheless in his all black samurai style outfit. I'm sure someone in the comments below can tell me what storyline this is specific to, but we get a sword. We get some interchangeable hands for holding the sword. Of course, his trademark blades. It wouldn't be Wolverine without him. And then a screaming face with like some sort of black paint over the eyes. But I like the packaging. I like the artwork. It's a shame to open these figures as they do look so good, but I'm going to do it. On the back, we get another sort of list of all the other figures in this wave. A little pencil drawing of Wolverine by the looks of it. A little write-up. And yeah, no Build-A-Figure piece or anything with this. What you see is what you get. And what I see is Wolverine wearing all black. So without further ado, let's get him open. So here we have Wolverine out of the box looking very nice in his all black outfit. So the all black outfit is when Wolverine sort of went in disguise and had his own little adventure and people thought Wolverine was dead. So this disguise meant no one could know it was Wolverine, even though he had the exact same claws and he was the exact same height and he had the exact same hairdo, but that's comic book logic for you. But I do like the stealthy all black outfit with that red belt. He's got the sword as well, which is the black blade, which turns him a little bit psycho when he uses it. So we get the trademark claws with Wolverine packed in, but we also get some retracted claws and some hands to hold the sword, which is a nice touch as well. So if you wanted this Wolverine to be a little bit different on your display, you could retract those claws and get him holding his sword. So yeah, I like it. I like the red blouse. I like the hairs on the arms have actually been painted this time. There's some blue highlights in the hair. I like the expression on the face. But I would have liked an interchangeable head maybe without the mask. But again, he's wearing the mask because it's in disguise. So let me zoom in and show you those details I'm talking about. But it is on that standard Wolverine book that we've been seeing recently, which is perfect for this figure. So yeah, I think Wolverine fans will be happy. Taking a closer look at Wolverine, you can see the nice face sculpt with that screaming effect, and the mouth is painted decently. And you can also see those blue highlights on the hair as well, which is very comic book-esque. Again, if it will focus, there you can see them on the top. And if I spin it around, you can see the more blue on the back. So yeah, the blue against the black does work very nicely. And then he's got this sort of crisscross sort of black mask on. Looks a little bit sloppy, but it is accurate to the sort of this era of Wolverine in the comics. So I understand why they did it. I just would have personally preferred an unmasked head. The rest of the figure is just a sleek black outfit with this red belt, which is of course a separate piece. You can slide up and slide down to sort of hide the waist joint. He's got the hairy arms, as Wolverine is very hairy, but they're not sculpted, but they are painted there. And then of course he's got the claws, which is a standard Wolverine claws we've seen many times before, which are warped in the packaging as always, unfortunately. Moving down, the legs are just all black again, and then there is a contrast of different colour between the shinier black for the boots, but there's no boot cut or there's no type of sculpting. It is just a different paint to sort of identify the boots. So this is your stealthy version of Wolverine, and you can see the articulation goes all the way out there at the back like the standard Wolverine book, which actually works quite well for his crouching and whatnot. But I want to see what a different head looks on this figure. So this version of Wolverine is when he was hiding as Patch, and if you have the Riders Wave Wolverine, then you have an unmasked, I say unmasked, he's got a patch on his eye. So does that plug on? I think it does, you know. That I didn't hear a click, but it does seem to fit on there nicely. And yeah, I think I have found a home for my patch head sculpt that come with that Riders Wave Wolverine. I really like how this looks. So if I zoom that out, you can see now Wolverine's in his all stealthy black suit. He's got the slick black hair, which is a little bit more pointy, and then he's also got the eye patch. So I think this patch head actually works better on this body than this head, personally. So yeah, And if I also want to change out these hands, as I've mentioned, he's got the claws, but we do get a different set of hands, of course, which easily pop in and pop out like that. Those wrist pieces seem to be separate as well if you wanted to pop them off. And you can hold his sword. So there's the sword. And again, there does seem to be a bit of blue. It won't focus, will it? 'Cause it's so small. It's not going to focus for me. I do apologise. But there is a bit of blue on the sword is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, maybe if I zoom out, you'll see. Yeah, a tiny bit, but it's mainly all black, of course. So let me take out that hand as well. Put in the other hand. And I'm sure he will hold the sword with both hands because the articulation, the butterfly joints are decent enough. So there you go. You can get your perfect patch. Look at that. That is probably how I will display this particular Wolverine for me. But just out of curiosity, will the other unmasked head we got with the Logan Wave Wolverine work with this one? I'm sure it will. Okay, that one's a little bit looser, but it does work if you wanted to use this Wolverine without that black mask, of course. But this has also got the screaming expression rather than the angry expression. But it's nice to have options. Again, I always appreciate display options just to mix it up a little bit. And I know we've got tons of Wolverine, but for me, Wolverine with a black blade in his black stealth outfit with his patch eye mask, that actually works quite nicely. So again, I apologise in advance as I'm going to cheat once more as I go through these Who Is He segments, because let's be honest, it's Wolverine. You already know who it is, but for the people that enjoy these segments, here is a Wolverine Who Is He segment from the past as we ask the question, Wolverine, who is he? This is the part of the video where we ask the question, who is he? And I try and give you a little bit of information about the character this figure is inspired by. So, Wolverine, who is he? Real name James Howlett, but also known as Logan, first full appearance was in The Incredible Hulk 181 in November of 1974. At a young age, James' mutation powers manifested as bone claws, and due to his regenerative healing factor, Logan is kidnapped by the Weapon X program, where he was experimented on and adamantium was forcefully fused into his bones, which created his iconic metal claws. Wolverine originally worked for the Canadian government before being recruited by the X-Men, and over the years has become one of the most popular characters in the Marvel Universe. So there you go, I hope that helps. Again, I do not claim to be an expert, but it is nice to have a little bit of information about the characters these figures are inspired by. And yes, that was a Wolverine Who Is He segment from a previous video, because let's be honest, it's Wolverine, you already know who it is. So let's get straight into some comparisons, and obviously we have a lot of Wolverines to look at. But first, I just wanted to throw this one out there. So if anyone has these articulated icon ninjas in black, then I must say, these are going to look very nice next to your Wolverine in this particular outfit. It just works. Even if Wolverine's battling them or these are goons of Wolverine, they just seem to work very nicely. As they scale nice with Marvel Legends, Wolverine is on a little bit of the short side anyway. So yeah, if you've got some articulated icon ninjas, then the ACBA artist can have some fun with this particular Wolverine, especially with his sword, fighting them and whatnot. So yeah, just throwing it out there, people. Just throwing it out there. So let's get straight into some Wolverine comparisons as we have a lot. So let me just take his sword off him, his black blade. And as I said, that black blade turns him psycho. Let's bring in the Riders Wave Wolverine. Now, this is where I robbed the patch head from. And I probably will be using this patch head on this Wolverine for my display. Here we have the first appearance Wolverine where I've put in those Marvel Legends UK metal blades just to make him stand out a little bit more on the display. And everyone's telling me I put them in the wrong way round. It's not true. I've put them in the right way round. I'm right, you're wrong. Who else we got? So we also have Weapon X Wolverine. I'm going to have to zoom out my camera, aren't I? Who else do we have? My favourite, Jim Lee Wolverine. And I've run out of room on the table. There you go, got some more room now as we bring in Weapon X Wolverine and then Old Man Logan. And as I said, this isn't even all of them. I've got my Days of Future Past Wolverine still in the box with his Sentinel. But still, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Wolverines right there on the table. I've got the Vintage Wave Wolverine as well. The Juggernaut Wave Wolverine. So that's nearly 10 Wolverines in the last like 2 years. So yeah, Hasbro are definitely milking their Wolverine body mold. But again, these are all unique outfits with Wolverine, and if you're a fan, then you're gonna need them all in your collection and in your displays. But the Tiger Stripe Wolverine will always be my favourite. But these looking really nice. So final thoughts are, I really like this figure more than I thought I was going to, which is always the case when I open Marvel Legends and get them in hand. I didn't think I needed Wolverine in this particular outfit as I wasn't familiar with the storyline, but now I've got it in hand, it looks nice. I can put the patch head on there, get him holding the black blade, and he will look a little bit different to my other Wolverines on the display, which I appreciate as always. The only other figure I've opened from this vintage wave of X-Men so far is, of course, Storm, and there is a full review of Storm on the channel right now. You can't even see her on the white background, but she's there, I promise you, and she's a very nice figure as well. So you let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you think this Wolverine was necessary? Are you going to get it? Have you read the storyline this Wolverine comes from? Do I need to read it? Let me know in the comments below. Always read and reply when I can. But most importantly, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. I'm on my way to 10k. I'm so close, people. I can feel it. Help me get there. And in the meantime, my name's Dan W, and I shall see you on the next one.